Good morning, everyone. We have an amazing guest today. The men's grooming industry in America is a $50 billion industry. There are 4,000 different types of razors available. And today my guest is Shushant Trivedi. He is the co-founder and team leader of Gilette Trio. I am so honored to have Shushant as a guest, and we're going to talk about the Gillette Trio today. We've got a short clip to show you just how this special razor can make such a difference in someone's life. So here it goes.
Good morning, sir. Ready to get up? Let me get your feet up. How you doing today?
Okay.
Good morning.
I remember always looking at my dad's arms like when I was like 8, 9, 10 years old. He had arms like Popeye. He was a tugboat captain, and I so admired his physique. And now it's a different story, you know? And that's just the way it is. So my dad had a stroke, and now he can't get around, he can't walk. And he needs me to help him out. And my son Luke and I have been doing it. And I'd do anything for him.
I can give you a really good mohawk. You look like a punk rocker.
There's a definite role reversal that happens. I have to wake him up in the morning and take care of him and groom him and shave him and shower him. It's actually an honor to do that for your father because he did it for me when I was a kid. My dad's got the greatest face. His squishy face is just amazing. He's sort of thin-skinned and I don't want to cut it at all. So I got to be careful with that face. Like he'll just say, do this, do that. You got to make sure that you shave my neck down. You got to do my lips up. You know, he was really particular about his sideburns.
That's where your sideburns start?
Yeah.
I'm not going to touch your sideburns.
Okay, good.
Okay? How am I doing so far, Dad?
Okay. You know, it takes me like a half an hour to shave my father because I have to be so careful.
Gently with that razor.
Okay, I will. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. I love that face. Hi.
I'm one of the lucky ones. A lot of my friends my age did not have their dads, and I still have my dad. He always says to me, he looks up at me after I pour love on him for the whole day, and he says, "I don't know what I did to deserve you." And I say, "Dad, I got you. I got you, Dad."
Okay, that was amazing. We've got Shushant Trivedi here. Shushant, tell me just, that is an outstanding commercial, but tell me and tell the listeners, how did you come up with this product?
I mean, Joe, it's interesting because, you know, it all started with conversations that were happening on social media, you know, conversations where caregivers are talking about some of the challenges associated with caregiving in general, and the conversations associated with shaving a loved one in particular. And so, when they're talking about the challenge, how shaving a loved one was, a daunting and a very intimidating task for many people. And at that point in time, we looked at it and we asked ourselves one very simple question that had a much deeper answer. And we asked ourselves, is there a difference between shaving yourself and shaving someone else? And the answer was yes. And so at that point in time, we realized that there have been over 4,000 razors that have been historically developed to shave yourself by Gillette as well as other manufacturers. But there's never been a razor that has been specifically designed to shave someone else. And that's until now. And that's what led to the birth and creation of Gilette Trio, which is the world's first razor that's specifically designed to shave someone else.
And it's gotten an outstanding response. And I know Time Magazine labeled it Best Invention, one of the best inventions of 2018. It's certainly, for me as a registered nurse and a home care nurse, I did hospice for many years, and it is a product that is truly an answer to help the needs of our growing senior population. I have two examples. My dad, it was Thanksgiving morning a few years ago. He passed away about a year ago. But Thanksgiving morning, he wanted to shave. He cut himself shaving, and he had a little dementia, and he wound up having to miss Thanksgiving, and we spent the entire day in the ER. And then my granddad, this was back in the 80s, but he was shaving. He shaved every day and got very confused. Dementia runs in my family, unfortunately. And ran after my grandmother with a razor blade. So we had to stop allowing him to shave. We had to take all the razors out of the house. So, and people want to live with dignity. And I love how you have called this your passion product, or passion project. So tell me, give me some specific responses that you have gotten, just some specific stories that you can share.
Yeah, so, I'll tell you a story that really, one of the stories that led to, the fact that we needed to create this. I was visiting a nursing home in Rhode Island, and there was an individual named Bob, larger than life personality, an amazing smile, just charisma oozing through him. He was on a wheelchair. He served in the military, and it was in the morning, and he was ready for a shave. And so his caregiver, she took him to the restroom, and I just stood at the back, just observing, just looking at what he's doing. And this Bob was always smiling, always laughing. And she, as she brought him in to the restroom, she turned on the faucet. She got some water. She put some water on his face. She got a can of shaving foam, and then she applied some shaving foam on him. And then she reached for her pocket. And at that point in time, I noticed one thing was I saw Bob's smile kind of, fade. I saw his eyes, the magic in his eyes starting to recede. And I started noticing, I'm like, why all of a sudden has this emotion changed? And then what happened was, when she reached for her pocket, she took out a razor, a very low quality disposable razor. And before she even touched him with that razor, before that blade even touched his skin, his cheek, Bob started holding the arms of the wheelchair really, really tight. And at that point in time, I realized one thing, that here's a man who wants a shave and doesn't want to shave at the same time. Mm-hmm. Because, shaving is more than just the act of removing hair from your face. Joe, it's like what you said. It's about your self-respect. Mm-hmm. It's about identity. And most importantly, it's about dignity. Dignity as a person, dignity as a human being. And if for whatever reason an individual, for whatever circumstance, is unable to shave himself, they should not be deprived of that dignity because of their circumstances. And when I saw that thing happen to Bob, at that point in time, it was very evident that we needed to come up with a solution that was safer for the person receiving a shave, was more comfortable for the person providing a shave, and had to be more convenient overall. And so when you look at the Gillette Trio, Every element of the Gillette Trio razor has been specifically and uniquely designed for caregivers as well as the people who are receiving a shave. So we've got a blade that's got a built-in safety comb so that, it makes it much more easier to prevent nicks and cuts. It's got an ergonomic handle that makes it just that much more comfortable, for a caregiver to shave someone. So then rather than operating it like a traditional razor, you can operate it like a paintbrush. And that ergonomic handle makes it much more comfortable for the caregiver. And when the caregiver is comfortable, the person receiving the shave is comfortable. And lastly, it's got the convenience of an inbuilt shave gel. A shave gel that allows you to actually not have access to running water. So you can actually shave the person away from the restroom. And this special gel also acts like an aftershave. So now you're no longer juggling between a can of foam, a bit of aftershave, running water, a towel. Every single thing is built into this one little product.
How has been the reaction to just hospitals, home health agencies, hospices? Tell me, I know we're going to do a program here in Dallas with one of the hospice and palliative companies, and we're really excited about that, working with our staff. But tell me about some other programs and how the success has been with those.
Gillette Trio, the response for Gillette Trio has been overwhelmingly positive. Whether you're taking care of a loved one at home, whether you're taking care of having a professional come and take care of a loved one at home, whether you're taking care of a patient or a client in a hospital, a hospice, a nursing home, a rehabilitation facility, irrespective of the environment, the feedback that we've received has been so overwhelmingly positive and so humbling at the same time. Because all of them have shared stories that, we've faced some of the challenges of cutting them. We've not always had access to running water. Some of the challenges of actually even lifting a large individual and taking the person to the restroom to get a shave has often provided a lot of physical concerns for caregivers and nurses. And so now they're like, you know what? They can actually lie in bed and I can get them a nice, clean, quality shave while they're in bed. I don't have to take them to the restroom. And the fact that the aftershave is built into that, it's been very convenient. And so it's been very nice, Joe.
Well, we have a large staff, and what I tell all of my staff, the RNs and caregivers, is when a family comes to visit their loved one, their grandmother, their grandfather, their mother, let them see a snapshot. Make sure the bed is made and the patient is clean and the bedside tables are clean. The room is nice. But also make sure they're shaven. How would their hair is brushed, their teeth are brushed. How would you, if you were sick and you had people visiting, how would you want to be seen by your family? That might be that last memory of a distant relative or a close friend. So it's so important to allow them that dignity. And I love that we're so like-minded in this, and I love that this product is out there. When I was reading the reviews and doing a little homework on Trio, I noticed a lot of people that have commented on the product. It's not just for elderly senior men. So tell me about, I know there's some other, I saw an example, someone that was autistic but needed to shave and was having a hard time shaving, or someone young that might be disabled. What else, how else can this razor affect the community?
Yeah, Gillette, the beauty of Gillette Trio has been that it's truly been a product for everyone, every caregiver out there. For, whoever's taking care of a loved one, irrespective of their circumstances. Gillette Trio has been proven to be age agnostic. We've had people who are using it to shave an older adult as well as younger adult. Mm-hmm. Genuinely, age does not matter. We've had moms who've been shaving their teenage sons who have either Down syndrome or autism or for some sort of physical or cognitive disability. We've had parents, children shaving their parents, partners shaving their spouses, and so it's genuinely been age agnostic. The Gillette Trio has also been gender agnostic. It's been used by men and women, on men and women, and so it is a highly inclusive product. It is not an exclusive product. And so that's for that reason we say that if you are shaving someone else, Gillette Trio is the product for you.
That's awesome. And, you and I were talking, my sweet little female patients that are elderly that maybe they can't see, they're blind or they're bedbound, and they might have some hairs coming off their chin or just need some shaving, and it would be so much less invasive than plucking those hairs. And they want to look nice for their loved ones, and just they want to, take pride in themselves too. So it's wonderful for women too.
Yeah, we heard one of the reviews that we got was from a father who shaves his daughter who's unfortunately wheelchair bound, and he gives her a shave with Gillette Trio every week. We heard the story of a daughter who, one of the things whenever she goes and visits her mom, she uses Gillette Trio to shave her legs as well as shave the chin as well as the upper lip. And so it's been so rewarding to listen to such beautiful stories of family connections and the bonding that it's also caused between loved ones.
So how can we get the product? Tell the listener.
The product is available online. It's available at select retailers in store, and you can go to gillette.com/trio to learn more about it. And like I said, there are 44 million caregivers in America, Joe, and this is a thing that's taught us that if you are not a caregiver yourself, you definitely know someone who's a caregiver. You understand how rewarding of a job it is. It's also an incredibly challenging job. But no matter all the challenges and difficulties caregivers face, they always take care of their loved one with an immense amount of joy and immense amount of humility. And it's with that same emotion that a passionate group of employees at Gillette and at Procter & Gamble have designed this product. And when we started learning about it and sharing with consumers, that the feedback was so positive that we knew we had to bring it to a larger audience. And for that reason, it's officially launched all across the U.S.
That's exciting. I wish you so much the best. And as products come around, and I know you all are trying to come up with other things. And as a healthcare professional, we all know we're all living longer, and so these things, like a little thing like a razor, can make such a difference in somebody's life. And it certainly is wonderful for our patients and for my own family. Had my grandmother had that option, she would have loved to have kept my granddad shaved until he passed, and just wasn't an option. I think about even, as we get older, people brushing their teeth that have Parkinson's and they shake, or trying to brush their hair and they can't keep a hairbrush steady. Or washing their hair. I know for me, I love to, wash my hair twice a week, So imagine if you do have those limitations. So I'm anxious to see what else comes down the pipe as things move along, and very excited to test this product with my staff, and we'll give you all the feedback. And I just wish you the best. Is there anything else? How much is the product? I know the listeners would love to know that too.
Yeah, it is. The product is it's available online. Like I said, it's about $7.49 for a pack of 4 Gillette Trios. Typically, we've seen people use get 2 quality shaves out of one product, and the fact that it's an all-in-one, so you don't have to go buy a separate can of shaving foam and like I said, have access to running water or a towel. It's a truly all-in-one product.
Can we put it through security when we go on an airplane?
It's less than 100 ml. So yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I would say, a key part of Gillette Trio, like I said, it's been designed by of course by Gillette. But I would say it's actually been co-developed with caregivers all across the U.S. A key part of innovation and truly understanding the needs of especially the needs of an elderly population, is to really understand them and respect the uniqueness of their needs. Often I see products and brands just take an existing product and say, oh, you can also use it for this population. And I think that requires a little bit more amount of care and respect in terms of understanding the problems, understanding the challenges, understanding the unique needs and circumstances. And so, we've had, over the past 2 or 3 years throughout our learning journey, as we've designed this product, we've shared meals with caregivers, we've laughed with them, we've cried with them, we've shared stories with them. And so I would like to say that, Gillette Trio is truly a product that reflects inclusive design. It's been designed for caregivers by caregivers, and I really hope your listeners also truly enjoy the product. And I'd love to get their feedback as well. So I really hope they enjoy Gillette Trio.
That's great. I'm very excited, and I appreciate you and your time today, and wish you all the success and much more success in other products as they come along, and hope you have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Joe. Appreciate it.
Thank you.